What's happening, my Jack family? Coach Scott here, jackedafter40.com. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing 5 quick and effective ab workouts for men over 40. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the alert button so you're notified each time I upload a video. And before you go, don't forget to drop a comment down below and let me know what your favorite ab exercises are. Lately, rather than performing full ab workouts that take a long time to complete, I've been performing quick, effective ab workouts consisting of just 2 ab exercises each more frequently throughout the week. And the main reason for that is that we typically tag our ab workouts at the end of our workout. Our ab exercises are at the end of our training session for the day, which is the smart thing to do. You don't want to be doing abs early on in the workout. You don't want your core fatigued when you're trying to do other movements throughout your training session. So when it's at the end of the workout, you're exhausted, your mental capacity to remain focused, engaged in the exercises has diminished. And if you've got a full ab workout consisting of 4, maybe 5 exercises, the chances of you remaining focused for all of those exercises it's minimal. Whereas if you only have 2 exercises to focus on, chances are you're going to be more engaged in those movements. You're going to get a lot more out of those exercises and give them the attention that they deserve. Now, the important thing to make note of here is that when you're only doing 2 ab exercises each time you're training them, you want to make sure that you're getting variety throughout the week. You want to make sure that you are targeting the rectus abdominis a few times throughout the week. You want to make sure that you're targeting the transverse abdominals and the obliques as well. So you want to make sure that you are covering rotational movements, some vacuum type movements, as well as crunchy movements, not only to kind of emphasize the upper abdominals, but also the lower abdominals where you're bringing your knees forward. So let's get to ab workout number 1. We're going to kick things off with the ab wheel rollout, which has been shown to be the most effective ab workout based on EMG studies that show the activation is absolutely off the charts. And a few notes here. You want to make sure that your core is engaged the entire time here, especially when you are in that stretched out position, and really make sure that you are easing yourself into the movement. Don't feel like you have to completely stretch yourself out as far as you can right off the bat. You can each rep try to roll out a little bit further and a little bit further, and only work with what you're comfortable. You want to make sure that your hips aren't dipping too low here. You don't want to see an arch in your lower back because the hips are dipping down there. So you shouldn't feel any weakness in the lower back with this movement. So roll out as far as you can, keeping that core nice and braced. And as you're rolling up, push really hard into those handles down into the floor, and you're going to have a bit of an arch in your upper back, kind of like a crunchy movement towards the top portion of the ab wheel rollout here. Fantastic exercise. You're aiming for 8 to 12 repetitions here, and you'll perform 3 sets. The second ab exercise in ab workout number 1 is the Russian twist. You'll perform 15 to 20 repetitions here. You can either use a medicine ball or a weight plate. You can just sit on the floor, or I like to sit on the edge of a step here, or on a bench. For me, it creates greater resistance, a little bit more stability involved there. Also ensures that my feet aren't going to touch down on the floor there. I like to keep them elevated, just create the tension on the abdominals there. Now, this is a trunk rotation, so really making sure that all the movement is taking place at your hips there. So I like to hold that dumbbell in nice and close and focus on just rotating my shoulders from side to side, rather than kind of reaching that weight plate or medicine ball off to the side. And I find in that case, I get less rotation, whereas when I keep that weight plate in nice and close to me, I get a greater rotation and just greater focus overall. So that's my preference. Again, 15 to 20 reps here with the Russian twist. Now, it's important to note that these ab exercises and ab workouts for men over 40 are meant to build and sculpt your abs in order to get them to pop out. But in order to get shredded after 40 and reveal your abs, you're going to have to get your body fat percentage low enough in order to do so. And that's going to come from diet. And good news for you, I've got a free 7-day meal plan to get you shredded after 40. There's a link above or down below to click on that. So combine that with these ab workouts in this video and you'll be golden. Now on to ab workout number 2, and the first ab exercise that you're going to perform is the hanging knee raise, which is an incredibly effective ab exercise, a close second to the ab wheel rollout. And this exercise has a little bit more emphasis on the lower abdominals because of the curling of the pelvis. So that's going to be the focus for this movement. I really want you to focus on curling that pelvis rather than just driving your knees upwards. So you can have a slight bend in your knees here, and just curling that pelvis up and trying to bring those knees up towards your head. The better you get at performing this movement, you can have your legs a little bit straighter if you prefer. It just creates a bit greater resistance there. And you're gonna perform this exercise to failure. So no real rep target here. You're just gonna try to perform as many as you can and try to continually improve upon that as you progress with this exercise. The second ab exercise is a 45-degree side bend, and I want you to think of that pivot point being just barely above that hip bone. It's just a tiny crunching movement, so with arms crossed, you're just barely crunching to the side, come up nice and straight, so you're getting the stretch in the obliques and just a tiny little crunch off to the side, tiny little crunch. I see a lot of people making the mistake of driving their hip in hard into that bench and kind of thrusting their whole body upwards, and they're not getting as much of a crunch as they possibly can. You want to really shorten that distance between your shoulder and your hip bone. You want to shorten it as much as possible. So getting the best crunch that you possibly can just from tiny little movements. I like to think of driving my elbow down towards my groin or belly button area just to make sure that I am getting as much of a crunch as I possibly can. Bringing that shoulder as close to my hip bone as I possibly can. For ab workout number 3, we're going to do right here in my home, and the focus of this workout is on your transverse abdominals and the muscles deep within your core. These exercises are incredibly important for men over 40. If you want to reduce injury and just having a strong core is going to carry over into all areas of your life. The first ab exercise that you're going to perform here is the vacuum. Now, this isn't the vacuum that you would see in a bodybuilding contest where you're trying to really suck everything in and you see your ribs popping out and everything. Now, for here with the vacuum, you want to just focus on pulling that belly button in towards your spine. So you're trying to pull that in as close as you can without rounding. You want to stay nice and upright. Now, a couple things, it's going to be a little bit tough for me to talk through this. So you want to take a deep breath in, blow out, and pull that belly button in as hard as you can. And you should be able to feel, like, play around with the tension, like feel where you're pulling in. You can even feel it deep down into the pelvic floor, the pelvic wall here, along the sides, in the lower sections. You want to try to pull, get playful with it and feel where you can pull in deeper and deeper. So deep breath in. And out. So try to hold that in. You can hold it as long as you can, but breathing it all out and trying to pull it in as hard as you can and feel all different aspects of your abs, transverse abdominals, everything, pelvic floor, pulling in as deep as you possibly can. So really focus around that belly button area, everything around that belly button area, pulling in deep. And that is an incredible exercise that you can perform here at home, in the gym, while you're driving in the car, basically anywhere. No one's really gonna know that you're doing it. The second ab exercise is a heel slide, which is fantastic for strengthening that pelvic wall, pelvic floor there, as well as strengthening your lower back. The transverse abdominals really get engaged here. So what you're gonna wanna do is just start off with a basic pelvic tilt. So right now I've got a bit of an arch in my lower back. My hand can fit under there, so I'm going to press that lower back firm. So that's a pelvic tilt. Basic pelvic tilt is just pushing that lower back flat down, so you'll feel that pelvis tighten up. So pelvic tilt, back is pressed hard down into the floor, and from here you're just going to slide one foot out slowly while continuing to drive your lower back down hard into the floor. As soon as you start to feel that lower back arch, you bring that heel back up. You can relax, get right back to pelvic tilt. Now the other leg, the other heel, slide along nice and slow, driving that lower back in flat. Everything should be tight here. You should feel the abs, transverse abdominals. As soon as that lower back starts to arch, bring it back up, Relax and repeat. Now into ab workout number 4, and the first ab exercise that you're gonna perform is the cable crunch. One of my favorites. I love the resistance that this brings to the table here. You wanna choose a weight that allows you to perform 8 to 12 repetitions. You'll be doing 3 sets here as well. Now, the main purpose of this movement is to the crunching motion. You're going to be rounding your upper back. So however you decide to set yourself up here, whether you prefer to have your knees bent, your legs bent at a 90-degree angle, or you prefer to sit back on your heels a little bit, you want to make sure that you are locking your body in place, and the only movement that's going on is that crunching movement, that rounding of your upper back, that bringing the shoulders down towards your belly button. The second ab exercise you'll perform is the half kneeling cable wood chop, and here you're going to perform 10 to 15 repetitions. A couple things to make note of here. First of all, the knee that is closest to the cable stack, that's going to be the one that is up. The one that's further away is going to be down on the floor. You want to make sure that your core is fully engaged throughout this entire movement here, and no rotation going on at the trunk at all. You want to keep your body nice and stable. When you're coming across, you're thinking of driving the elbow down, driving that hand down hard. In this video demonstration, it would be my left oblique that is being engaged. It's being worked with this exercise. So the side that is furthest from the cable stack is going to be the oblique that is getting the work done in this exercise. So 10 to 15 repetitions, 3 sets, and that will complete ab workout number 4. Now on to ab workout number 5, and the first ab exercise you're going to perform here is the reverse crunch, very similar to the hanging knee raise, where the focus of this movement is on curling the pelvis upwards. So here you're curling the pelvis and bringing those knees up towards your head. Your lower back's going to come off the platform a bit there. I like to have, you can start on a flat bench to make it easier on yourself if you want, but I do prefer to have a bit of an angle to the bench, preferably around 30 degrees. Just makes it a bit more challenging, not quite as challenging as a hanging knee raise, so kind of in between there. Here you're going to be going for as many reps as you possibly can, and just progress by trying to do more reps as you go along from week to week, month to month. The second ab exercise is the machine crunch. What I love about this exercise is that it incorporates both the crunching movement where you're rounding the back, really bringing the shoulders down towards the belly button, as well as the curling of the pelvis where you're bringing your knees up towards your chest. Here I like to go for about 12 to 15 repetitions, keeping my head in contact with the padding, keeping my upper back in contact with the padding, and just really focusing on crunching, on kind of curling my shoulders, rounding my shoulders forward, as well as bringing my knees upward. So an excellent exercise which will complete ab workout number 5. What I'd recommend for men over 40 is to rotate through ab workouts number 1, 2, 4, and 5. Those are the gym ab workouts every other day, and then perform the home ab workouts in those days in between. So you're gonna hit the home ab workout a little bit more frequently and really strengthen those ab muscles that are deep down in the core, building a solid foundation that's gonna carry over into all aspects of your life. And there you have it, 5 quick and effective ab workouts for men over 40. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. You want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the alert button so you're notified each time I upload a video. Before you go, make sure you drop a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite ab exercises are, how often you train abs, how many ab exercises you incorporate into your ab workouts. Just share this experience with me. We're learning and growing together. Before you go, don't forget to download your free guide, Jacked After 40. I hope you have an absolutely amazing day. I'll catch you in the next video.